This week on the PrecursorCast, Tess tells us her visits...
Leave that in. Leave it. Leave it.
Yes, please leave it. That's
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. It's after Christmas.
Oh, the true. Very true.
Happy New Year.
I'm going to try this again.
Don't get the giggles, Boo.
I will. I might get the giggles. All right, here we go again. Take two. Take two. This week on the PrecursorCast, Tess tells us about her visits by 3 ghosts. Militus is all out of eggnog and he's not happy about it. And the Precursor Guild enjoyed a holiday dinner of delicious roast beast. It's time to wind it up. It's episode 8 of the PrecursorCast. Well, hello everybody. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I know I did. It was festive. We ate crab legs. We had fun. That's the way we roll in Boom's house. None of that ham for us. We have to have something unique or strange or something that we normally don't have the rest of the year.
I actually had roast beast.
You did have a roast beast. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, I am Boom, and I am joined as always by Tess. That voice that you hear in Militus. How are you guys doing?
I'm full from all of the holiday foods.
Yeah.
My poor tum tum.
It's it's one of those things. So
I will be.
I think we bought like 4 weeks of food for 3 days, and we've had a lot of snow here in good old Utah, and so we've been enjoying the white fluffy stuff and going skiing and doing all of that. But we have so much food, I don't feel like moving. It's just crazy. It's just crazy this time of year. But that's okay. We're coming to you. This is the last Precursor podcast this year.
Aww.
Just thought I'd let you know that. The last Precursor podcast.
That reminds me of a saying. Tomorrow is the first blank page of a 365-page book. Write a good one, my friends. Write a good one. Corny,
Mine's gonna be like 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
It's just gonna be crap.
Oh.
It's just gonna be 365 pages of bleh.
My
I
goodness.
thought you were going to say 365 pages of bondage,
No,
moaning,
I
and
didn't
alcohol.
mean it like that.
Yeah,
oh my
holy
gosh. I was
cow.
thinking of just a bad
Sorry.
book.
My
Sorry.
goodness, that took a crazy turn there. Well,
You guys are dirty and filthy and
Happy New Year's.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Yes, Happy New Year's to everybody. We have got a fun little show. We're going to do a little bit of a shorter show because, to be quite honest, we just don't have enough stuff to do a long show. So we're doing a shorter show. So here we go. I've got something really, really fun that I wanted to do because I like to do these little fun little trivia games. So we're going to talk about 2016 in Guild Wars. That's the thing. So think of this. 2016 in Guild Wars. And so this is future trivia. That's right. We're going to do trivia questions. We don't even know this. We're predicting what is going to happen. You have 4 choices for each of these questions of what is going to happen in 2016. So here's your first question.
Okay.
At some point, I believe Guild Wars 2 is going to name a new expansion. And I think maybe by the end of 2016, we might get some information on maybe a future content release, like maybe a new expansion or something else that it still might be a year out after that, but they might rumors might fly and come around. So I want you guys to tell me the name of the new expansion will be, okay, here's your choices. A, Guild Wars 3, No Plants Allowed. That's the first choice. B, Heart of Fire. Okay, that's the next try. Here's C. This is your next choice. This is one of my favorites, by the way. Desert Thunder.
Desert Thunder.
Because we just spent a lot of time in the tropical jungle. It's time to dry out the skin, right? Okay. And then we've got choice D. It's got to be one of these. You got to pick from one of these. Okay, here we go. Choice D is The Adventures of Logdong.
Logdong. Hell yes, it's D. No question.
D. Tess, what do you think the new expansion is going to be called? I get to chime in on this one.
D sounds like a porn. I'm just going to say it.
I'm going with Guild Wars 3 No Plants Allowed. What are you going to say, Tess? This is future trivia.
I don't know.
Logdong.
They're all horrible. I
Logdong.
refuse.
Logdong.
You need to pick one
No.
because these are the 4 choices. This is what
Okay.
it's going to be. One of these 4. We need to
Then
help
I'm
them name
going to
it.
go with B, Heart of Fire.
Once
Hearts
you
of
go
Fire. Okay.
Logdong, you never go back, Tess. Come on.
All right. There you go. So, with that being said, here's question number 2 of our future trivia. Here we go. Question number 2. How much will it cost in 2016 to unlock all of your extra material storage? How much will it cost in 2016 to unlock all of your extra material storage? Will it be A, $10, B, $25, C, $8,000 US, or D, $60? What do you guys
It's
think?
D, $60. That's
Even
how
in
much it
2016?
is.
I think it's C, $8,000.
I know, because you can't math.
I think they're gonna like pull a Milla broke ass and drop it down to $10. I'm going
that'd
with
be great.
A.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Future prediction. You're going to be able to get all your extra material storage for $10, according to Militus. All right, fantastic. Okay, here we go. Question number 3. When leveling in Corteria, a new world boss appears.
Oh yes.
What will be the name of this new boss? Here are your choices. Are you ready? Okay. Option A. Option A is Svanir Schmanir. Okay, that's option A. Okay, option B. To be honest, a lot of people will not get this one because unless you grew
If
up
you're
in
not
the
at
80s,
age.
if you're not like me, you probably won't get this. But the B is Claw of Jordash.
I think that's awfully cute, Boom. I like that one.
It'll have kind of a it might be wearing some pants. Let's just say that.
With the signature across his butt.
Could be
That he has to pull up with a
yeah.
clothes hanger.
Would the face have with the face of the boss like Brooke Shields?
It might. Here's
It'd be hard to
here's-
kill a boss that pretty. Come on.
Exactly. Here's choice C. Tosticles. That might be the name. That might be one.
Testicles for the win.
All right, and here we go. In D. Now, I can't pronounce the first part of this. Do you know what this is, Tess?
Tida?
Tida?
Tida. I think it's Tida.
Tida Covington. I knew that part. Tida Covington, but it's hyphenated. So Tida Covington is one of the current raid bosses, but now all of a sudden it's Tida Covington Longdog.
Logdong. Yes.
So there you go. She's added she's been
She got
recently-
married.
She's been
He's
recently
female,
married.
so how does that work?
She's been recently
Female.
married. She just hyphenated her last name. She didn't take the
That's
last
it.
name. She just hyphenated it. So you got one of those choices. So what are you thinking, Militus?
That's definitely Tosticles. Tosticles for the win.
Toasty. I'm gonna go Toasty or Toastacles or
No,
No.
Tosticles.
whatever we do wrong with that. That's what it's gonna be. So there you go. That's the name of the new world boss. All right. In 2016, several new zones will be unlocked. I don't know if you knew this, but this is a prediction of mine. What will your favorite new zone be? Here's your choices. We've got A, the Shaved Grasslands. That's option A. All right. Option B, Pip's Palace. Pip's Palace. We've got option C, Zolderp's Mushroom Fields. Okay, option C, Zolderp's Mushroom Fields, and then we've got the last one, which this is one I'm kind of thinking I would like to spend some time in. D, the Ancient City of Mo.
I could go there,
Yes.
but the rating on it in terms of language, I couldn't stay there for very long.
The Ancient City of Mo.
Because
Is rated
every
R.
quest giver would be like, "Here, Militus, go kill the MFer. Hey, Militus, go kill 515 MFers."
There you go. There you go. So we got the.
I'm
we
going
got
with
those
I'm
chests.
going with C. I totally want to hang out in Zoldrup's mushroom fields.
There you go. See Zoldrup's mushroom fields. How about you, Melissus?
Notice how she just skipped over Pip's palace.
And I
the shaved
skipped over
grasslands?
many things when I talked to you guys.
Cut him one thing, boom. Shaved grasslands, really? Like I nearly fell out of my chair with that one. Shaved grasslands?
It's just, you keep
Okay.
them three
I'm going to go Zoldrup's mushroom field as well.
All right, very good. So we're gonna go with one of the new zones will be Zoldrup's mushroom fields, and it's deserving because Zoldrup is that kind of guy. Like he deserves to have a whole mushroom field named after him. So that's
Yes, he does.
fantastic. Okay, question number 5. Okay, in 2016, Guild Wars will surpass World of Warcraft in meaningful and effective gameplay. This is a true or false? True or false? In 2016,
Yes.
Guild Wars 2 will surpass World of Warcraft in meaningful and effective gameplay.
100% true.
There you have it. That was our future trivia. Very, very polite clap for that because that was really, really good. Well, Tess, people might want to get a hold of us on the show, especially after all of those rude comments that I made, and they're going to probably want to connect with us in some fashion. So, Tess, how might they do that?
Me. Okay. So you can visit our website at pc.kindofabigdealgaming.com. You can visit our Twitter at PrecursorCast. You can email us at precursorpodcast@gmail.com. You can tune in Wednesdays at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern at Twitch TV/PrecursorCast. You can check out our Facebook at facebook.com/precursorpodcast, or you can call us at 702-625-1337.
And we
That's
really
supposed to
do. We do really want you. I forget that Melissa's going to do. I was jumping on that. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. We're going to get this right, Melissus. All right, ready? Here we go.
Okay. All right.
702-625-1337.
That's supposed to lead.
There you go. There you go. So come join us, and we call into the show. It'd be fun. We're on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. We'll definitely play it on the air. We love to hear from you. So all of that stuff is really, really awesome. We're going to jump in right away. Like I said, we're going to move right along, and we're going to jump into our moments of Zen. Tess, what is your moment of Zen this week?
Well, I mean, I could go on and on about all the Winter's Day stuff, but you know what? I'm going to change my moment of Zen. My moment of Zen is we're facing down a new year, 2016.
2016.
And I'd like to hear, gentlemen, your Guild Wars New Year's resolutions.
Go ahead, Melissus.
So, Milla, what's
really
your...
caught us off guard.
Yeah, I
have to,
changed my thing.
I needed some music, like some trivia music or something to play in the background because that was not scripted at all, Tess.
Sorry.
You just threw
I changed my mind.
Okay, so I'm going to say to work more towards PvP tracks. Like I've been really all about the loots and all about the boss train and all about, but I really want to actually accomplish some of these PvP tracks. So I'm going to focus more on like doing PvP dailies. That's my resolution for next year.
That was really, really good. I just want to know what the hell I'm doing. Like I don't even know where I am. I get into the game and pretty much I rely 100% on other people to tell me and I don't even understand where I am half the time. So I'll just be like, "Oh, this is really
you're
cool. Where
saying
am
that
I?"
you're a good player, Boom.
No, it's fun. In all seriousness, I would I definitely want to get 100% zone completion because I'm only at 49.
There you go.
So
Good
I'm only
one.
at 49% with my main warrior character. I have several characters actually all hovering right in that range. I just haven't done it. But what's great is the guild has a lot of players like like us that have just recently started, and I'm definitely going to spend some nights on with those guys, and we'll pick a zone. And we've done this a few times, just us three before, where we've done this, where we just take a zone for a night and we just clear it. We just go through and we get 100% in that zone. And it's really not bad. Would you take 2 or 3 people with you? You can fly through a zone in no time and get 100% of everything done. And
Even when you're
pretty cool.
alone, it only takes about a half an hour.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. But it's really fun when you have a couple other people around, because when you're having a hard time finding like how to get that 1 point or how to do something, like the combination of all of your minds, it's like somebody figures it out or says, "Oh, look, I did it," or "This happened." It's really, really cool. So it's more fun to play with people. So that's what I'm going to do, I think.
What about you, Tess? You asked us, but you haven't told us your
Well,
resolution.
my resolution, I have 2. I have a personal one and then a meta one. So
She's going to
Look at her use like all the high,
I
like
know.
I'm a better player than you, Milla. I'm gonna use the term meta to describe my resolution.
What I'd really like to
I'm
do
not.
is make
That
sure
has nothing
my
to
meta
do with
matches
gaming.
Come on.
my...
That
Come
just
on.
has to do with vocabulary.
She's got a pet named Militus.
Again, her elitism showing through. Go ahead.
So I think personally, I want a legendary. I'm not going to be greedy and say that I want multiple, just one.
Yeah. Are you going to
Just
go for
one.
your underwater one?
Not to start, but
Although she would take that if it were offered, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If one dropped, I wouldn't throw it away.
You want to know what I'm having a hard time with, though, on this legendary thing that I can't figure out, is I enjoy all of the classes so much. I don't know which character I'd want to give my legendary to.
And that's
Because-
and I understand. I just finally decided to pull the trigger with my guardian. And that's so I'm leveling it all up and getting all of the ascended and a legendary for her first, and then I'll take a look at my other 80s. And I probably won't do my druid because I don't see myself really using my druid very much in our group because we've got Mille. And so I don't know, maybe, and you're hardcore on necro, so I don't know what I'll focus on next.
but-
I have a mesmer, but not
Who knows? In
PvE.
2016, I might become a thief, and I might. Who knows? Because I like it all. I'll still say this. I think, even though I like to play my necro, and I'm really kind of getting into where I think that's going to be one of the ones I'm going to go with. Engineer is probably one of
Yes.
the most fun.
See,
things
and
to
that's
play
on
in
towards the
game.
bottom of my list.
The scrapper is so much fun, Tess. It's so
really-
much fun.
it's
To
really
beat something
great.
over the head with a wrench? Are you serious?
It's
We'll
really
see.
fun.
And it makes little clinky sounds, clink clink, when you hit them over the top of the head. It's like awesome. It's so much fun.
I just like it, and so I who knows what I'm going to actually be. That's my problem, though. If I go and I start crafting 11 legendary or start working towards it, like I got to really be tied to something, and I don't know.
You're
what I wanna be
already
to.
tied there, Boom. It's your warrior.
Well, my warrior
Come on,
is definitely
you
my
always
max
play.
match.
That's your main. That's
It
the
is-
that's the
it is
tune
my
you go
main.
to.
It is my go-to tune, but I'm feeling like the necro might be my go-to tune. But we'll see. I got to get them all leveled and everything.
I'll
I'm
believe
loving
it when I see it.
I
And
love
so
it. I'm loving it.
my meta one is now that we've unlocked our guild hall, I am going to run that crap into the ground. I am going to take it. We are going to have the most epic guild hall ever. It's going to be awesome. So that's the next thing. I can see myself just grinding just hours and hours to get all the mats we need and get all the stuff we need, because that's going to be epic.
I'm all about that.
We're
I think
level
it's gonna be
2
good.
now. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Holy
Woo!
crap. That's good. That's good stuff for us. This is going to be so much fun. Guild Wars is the best. ArenaNet, you're knocking it out of the park. I love this game. If you listen to this podcast, that's what this is about. We just really do enjoy playing this game. It's just, I'm beyond words. It's so great. So great.
So that's my bleh.
Militus, how about you? What is your moment of... your moment of zen?
My moment of zen. I'm reluctant to talk about it, given I'm in the presence of music greatness. But Tess. Okay, so first of all, of the three of us in this podcast tonight, I just like to point out that I'm the only one that holds the title Seasoned Toy Maker, because Milla got 18 of the Winner's Day achievements. By the way, best holiday event of any MMO I've ever played, and that's saying a lot because I've played a lot of MMOs, but this has been my favorite. So, Tess, I'm on 16 of 18, okay? I look down at the drinks. I'm like, not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to drink that many drinks. I look at the candy canes. I'm like, not going to happen. I look at the food. I'm like, not going to happen. I look at the jump puzzle. I'm like, unless I'm that shaman, not going to happen. So I was left with, what am I going to do? Could I go back to Toy Apocalypse, which is outstanding?
So fun.
Or should I try the choir bell? So I'll walk over, and first I'm reluctant to even try because it's like musically inclined individuals. I'm like, well, that's not Milla Milla. So
It's like
maybe I
Guitar
shouldn't-
Hero. You can do
Okay,
it.
but I never played it. You gotta remember, I'm an old gamer, right? I'm 40-something years old, so 42 maybe. I missed that Guitar Hero window. So I get in the game, and I'm so frustrated, Tess. You have no idea. I play it, I'm like, boo! I get kicked off the stage. I'm standing there like twiddling my thumbs. I'm like so frustrated. The first match, I got 0 notes, guys. That's how bad Milla Milla was. 0. Nada. Not 1 note. Because I was hitting the key too early.
Right.
I wasn't
you have
letting
to
like
wait
you have to wait.
until you get to the blue circle.
So,
yeah.
by the
To
way,
get to-
I did
okay.
this. I did this as well, Moses, and it's all from I didn't read. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
I
tells
was-
me to
I'm with
not,
you.
and I didn't read. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so one little bitty tiny complaint I have about RenaNet is, why did you take away the number 5 ability? Like
Because of your
Yes,
thumbs,
yeah.
it's hard to with
Yeah,
that. It's
but-
hard for you to put your thumbs. It's
but
easier
I'm
for you
just
to
why
do-
using like a MMO mouse.
Oh,
So it was really difficult.
Yeah,
I
that is
think part of the
difficult.
reason I was failing tests
Yeah.
is because I was hitting 5,
oh, I see.
and
I
so
had to
5
switch.
through 9 was all off.
Yeah, I had to switch. I have the
You-
gaming
yeah,
mouse
you
like
gotta do that
but
on the
I did
keyboard.
it. I had to move up my hands on the keyboard.
So I figured out the mechanic. I figured out that 5 was not in play. And Milla Milla started playing music. I was so happy. I was like, doo-doo-doo. I was like, I'm playing the freaking Guild Wars theme song. This is the greatest thing ever. And so I kept playing. I was like, being one achievement, being another achievement. Did Milla stop? No. Milla kept playing and playing and playing. I had presents running out my arse by the time this thing was all over. And I had so much fun. And I'm totally not, and I'm saying this cautiously to someone like you, I'm not a music person. I totally respect people like you that have the talent and passion to be in that, but I'm not that person. And I can say that and recognize that. But I had so much fun. It was so much fun. And so I got all these presents, and that's my moment of zen. I got all these presents. And my favorite thing, get this, out of all the stuff of Winter's Day, could you believe it, is something to do with music.
Yeah,
Milla Milla was-
the choir bells. I
fun.
learned how to play. We broke out the choir bells the other night while we were waiting for you, and because there's a toy where you can pull that
gonna
out
buy
and
it.
play.
Definitely gonna buy it.
And I was playing. What was I playing? Boom! You challenged me.
I don't know.
40 was it 48 hours?
Yeah, I
or?
was trying to get you to play 48 hours. Nobody that listens to the show probably even understands what that was, but
They know
Old
the
movie.
song though. Da dum dum ba da 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 dum dum ba da 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 be dum ba da ba dum bum bum, and you can actually play that all on the
it was kind
in
of
one
fun.
octave.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Yeah,
That
I
was
played-
fun.
I played Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Nice, boom.
It was good stuff. Aren't you guys gonna miss these like Toy Apocalypse and?
Well, don't
this
bring that
a little
up, dude, because I'm already getting depressed about it, boom.
'Cause
I'm already
these are
getting
fun.
depressed.
And
When
the
Winter's Day is
PvP
gone, I'm going to be depressed.
Yeah.
Just
You know,
am.
there's also something to be said for something that comes and then it's not all the time there. Because
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I like this model because they bring something in, it's for a season, you play it, it goes away, and when it comes back around, I'm gonna be like, yes, I get to go do this thing again, and I haven't got to do it all year. I kind of appreciate that. Like I'm
I do
I'm
too.
into it.
And
Yeah.
especially with this one, like I'll be honest, with the Halloween event, by the time it was over, I was ready for it to go. Like I was done. I was like, all right, bye
I
bye.
had as much fun
But
in the Halloween.
This one is
too.
so much fun.
But, you know, the only thing you test is I didn't understand the Halloween event. I was still, don't get me wrong, I'm still a total noob, okay? But I was more of a noob then. I didn't understand a lot of the achievement panel and how that works. And So I don't know. Like I'm with you. I kind of felt like I was ready for it to go, but then after having learned Winter's Day and learned the achievements and how it works, I would love to have another crack at Hallows Eve, Halloween. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you're gonna get that, but
Yep.
you just have to wait. But I think
I'm
that's
good with
great.
that.
And I actually hope that in 2016 we see additional events that are just kind of put into place that again are just temporary, that give us the opportunity to kind of do something unique for a short time. You know, I even had good fun with that Mordrum event that happened before the release of HOTS. That's where I got that's where I got my shoulders. I had fun with all of those things, so I really hope that there's more of that stuff.
A really quick boom, and this is kind of off topic. Do you have any of those Mordrum blooms left over?
I don't know, maybe.
If you do, you can turn them in for shovels that we need for our guild hall. Just heads up.
Really? I did not know that. Okay, I'll have to take a look. I don't know. I might have some of that stuff. I used a lot of them to get my my shoulders, but I don't know. Maybe I did. I was saving for the hands, which I didn't get, which I'm hoping that they bring back because I wanted to get my hands and I never got a chance to get them. So, but that's the fun of that type of event is it comes and then it goes and you're really proud of the thing that you were able to accomplish, but you know that possibly you'll get another chance at the rest of it later and it's kind of fun. So I don't know. I'm all about it. That was a good moment of zen. Well, I, hypothetically in the future, completed all 18 of my Winter's Day achievements.
Oh, loser.
I think he just cheated.
He
think
totally
fantastic?
cheated.
Isn't that fantastic? So yeah. So you know, it's just you know, just 1 week ago, when the first podcast aired, I was only 15 of 18. But magically, I got 3 more by the time this podcast aired. So it's really good. So I'm pretty.
Which
I'm pretty
3
good with it.
there?
Hey, the Gronk. Hey, I'll just tell you guys, the Gronk one we were talking about for the Christmas tree, it takes 3 days to do that. So, and it does have a hard reset. So make sure you get working on that one as soon as possible.
Yep.
I'll definitely. I don't need to know that now because I've already done it. But what I will say
Way
is
to go.
this. What I will say is this. Normally in any other MMO, I would not have probably even gone after this. I'm not a big achievement chaser. I don't know. It's never really done anything for me to go after these achievements. And I know that there's certain rewards attached to achievements, and that's a little more of a way. But I never really get into that whole thing of I got to complete every event in this thing. I just kind of want to do what I want to do. That's always why I've loved MMOs, because I don't feel like I'm forced to do a specific thing. Guild Wars 2 is really changing that for me. Like, I enjoyed this event, and I enjoyed going after all of these things, and I quite honestly, I wanted to achieve it. So, you know, kudos to them. It's really, really a cool gameplay. I'm having fun, and I'm leveling my Necro. That's my other moment of zen. I'm just going for that.
What are you up to
Get that
now
bad boy
with the
to 80.
Necro?
Hypothetically speaking, I am up to 35.
Very nice. Congrats, hypothetically.
In
speaking, of course.
in theory, I'm 35, but I may have boosted to 60 or more. So it's hard to say. There's a lot of tomes.
We
that
need
are
10
in
tomes
play.
for the guild bank, by the way. Just saying.
Oh,
10
okay.
10 of them.
All right. Well, hypothetically, I just lost 10 levels on my Necro.
I
gave 10
got you.
tomes away.
I got us
All right.
squared away
All right.
there. I got a ton
So
of
there,
them.
so there you go. So that is my moment of. Compared to you two this week, my moment of zen was kind of boring.
Yeah, you're kind of a boring person.
That was
Oh,
that was kind of hardcore.
hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking. Just a pip boring.
1 week ago, I wasn't as boring, but all of a sudden this week, I'm boring. I don't know. Well, you know what that groovy music means? That groovy music means we're going to talk about our community spotlight, and I wanted to spotlight another great podcast this week. Relics of Ore. We've talked about them before on the show, but I don't think I've ever really given them a proper spotlight. But they do a great job. They kind of give us the more hardcore stuff. They give us the PvP. They give us all the different crafting and what to do and how to make sure that our, in fact, a lot of times I don't even understand them. I'm just gonna tell you that.
I'm with you, Boom. They're better players than I am for sure.
Like it's kind of like if I were to go to something and listen to somebody talk about Dungeons and Dragons, which I've never played, and they would start talking about all these mechanics and everything that's going on, and I'm just sitting there staring, going, "This game sounds great," but I had no idea what they just mentioned, and that's kind of what it is, because they talk and they've invented their own little language. They have some unique acronyms and different things they use for some of the stuff. So you want to check in on this podcast if you know. They're into like the 170 episodes. So they've been doing
really?
This.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
This is the legit thing. These are the guys that you go to for all the heavy hitting news. So there you go. So you can reach them at relicsofore.com. And that brings us to our adventures in noobness. Our adventures in noobness. Who wants to start? Do you want me to just start adventures in noobness?
Yes, Boom. Tell us.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted me to, or if you guys had something that you would like to add to Adventures in Noobness. But so here's the thing. The Mystic Forge is the mystery forge to me, and I need to figure out more about how this works. But I did have a slight bit of information on it. So basically, you take 4 things, you put it in the Mystic Forge. You cross your fingers. If you're allowed to put those 4 things in, you're good. It won't let you not put the right 4 things in. But you put them in there, you cross your fingers, and it's
fingers.
It's going to spit something else back. So you can put 4, let's say, 4 weapons into the Mystic Forge, and they could all be greens, and you push the button, and you might get something back like a blue or something higher. If that makes sense. Or blue is not higher. It goes blue-green, doesn't it? So it goes green.
Green,
yellow.
blue, yellow,
Yellow.
orange.
So blue's
pink.
higher than green. I always get that
Yellow.
confused. I always thought it was the opposite in this one. Anyway, so that's basically what it is.
Purple.
But you can use this to promote. You can promote your crafting materials. So you can take 4 of a lower level crafting material and make it more a higher level crafting material. You can create legendary weapons. You can use it for precursor weapons. You can use it for all kinds of things. We talked about it last week for using it to restat gear. This is what I'm going to spend my 2016 getting to know. I'm going to get to know this Mystic Forge, this Mystery Forge, and I'm going to find out what it all does. So that's my moment of noob.
Ooh, I to piggyback on your moment of noob. Do you know that you can create mystic salvage kits?
No, I did not. I don't even know what a Mystic Salvage Kit is.
So
There's
it
my moment of
takes
noob.
a fine salvage kit,
Noob.
a journeyman salvage kit. I just hit my mic. I'm sorry. A master salvage kit and 3 mystic forge stones. And if you do that, you'll get a 250 count use mystic salvage kit. How cool is that?
That's tremendous. 250?
250 count.
Wow. I need one of those. Does it stack in your bag as just one 250, or do you have to stack it in your bag 10 times?
I think I haven't made one yet. Neo was telling me about it last night. I went to the wiki and looked at it.
You mean a week ago last night?
Yes.
8 days ago.
8 days ago,
Neo
in
told me
theory.
about this. In theory.
Neo told me way back then. And
So since then, we have totally figured this out. It
Yes.
actually stacks, and we don't know.
well, I don't know about you guys, but it always kind of and it's a rare. The Mystic Salvage Kit's
Right,
yellow,
right.
So it's similar to the Master Salvage Kit.
I need to do this because I
But
know
I've
you get
filled
more
my
blobs,
bags
right?
with those 25 count Master Salvage Kits.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
because I never want to run out. So I was
Right.
like, have 5 or 6 stacks. How cool would it be just to have one of your inventory slots taken up with that big 250 slot or 250 use?
That would be very handy. And I would also just like them to add like a whole separate part of the bag where you just put those in. That's like endless. So I could just stack them as many as I want. Just saying. Get
Get on
that.
that on the net.
Yeah, just go ahead and get that done. I don't know. I just need to figure this thing out, and I'm going to spend a lot of time. So my 2016, I'm going to dedicate it to the to the Mystic Forge. It's going to be the year of the Mystic Forge, and possibly the year of Pip's Palace. Possibly. We just don't know.
Pip's shaved palace.
We just don't know. It's gonna be one of those years.
It is going to be one of those
Tess
years.
is not
It's going to
talking.
be one of those years.
Yeah, we'll be into like our 60th episode this time next year.
Hey,
crazy.
I'm just shocked we're into our 8th. I can't believe we've been at this for 2 months.
8 episodes. 8 episodes. That's right. And now it's that time. It's the time everybody's been waiting for. That's right. It's time for the Militus Bros. It's time for the Militus Broke-Ass segment.
There we go. There
That's
we
it.
go.
Bring it, Militus.
So for this week, to get your ass broken in terms of gyms at the gym store, I have a marvelous purchase for you all. Are you ready for this, Boom?
I don't want my ass broken, though.
I thought of you in particular whenever I saw
All right. Go ahead.
So, in the gym store, there is a mini festive Lord Farron, and it's a little pet that follows you around. And basically, here's what you need to picture in your brains, people. Tony Horton,
I don't know who that is.
the developer of P90X, the guy's got six
Oh,
packs
okay.
running across his abs, his legs, his back,
right,
everything,
right.
right? He's got muscles that have muscles.
Uh-huh.
So a little ripped Tony Horton dude wearing a Speedo with the green elf hat like I was wearing last week. That would be mini festive Lord Farron.
God,
He
I'm
looks
looking at
so
it right
badass.
now.
500 gyms you can have little Tony Horton with a Speedo and a green elf hat chasing you around Tyria. That is a deal, my people. That is the deal.
This is like the bargain of the century. If you don't buy this, you're crazy. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm going to buy it just to chase Tess around.
No!
Just so he can chase Tess around in the game.
Can you rename your minis?
No.
Oh, that would be cool
can't.
if I could. Little Tony.
Or I'd-
Oh my God, I just looked it up.
Bring it.
I might
I'm
go
naming
with-
Bring It.
I might go with Farron Bulge. Possibly. There's a lot of great names that are running through my
What
head
great
right now.
names.
I
Hey,
got
man, 500 gems. You got to get him.
How cool is it though that the game doesn't take itself too serious, and they can do something like this? Because I don't think there's a lot of games out there that would be like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's take Lord Farron." Okay, now hold on, guys. Now I want you to stay with me here, okay? Because what I'm going to tell you at first, it's going to sound a little crazy, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. So, Lord Farron in an elf hat, and everybody's like, I don't really can't see,
Ripped.
and a
Ripped.
Speedo. And then everybody's like, oh, Speedo. Okay, that brings the whole package together. Let's go ahead and get that into production. Who's going to work on that mini? You know, and then they delegate it off to the team. And there's some person, by the way, that spent 20 hours probably in front of a computer, hand drawing and moving this model around, making sure that Lord Farron is in the right proportions in his Speedo.
Yes. I'm going to say
really
this. This is
funny.
what Tess is going to be so upset about. Personally, I think Lord Farron's more ripped than Logan.
No!
Yes.
I refuse to believe it. Logan
the-
is the
baby,
dreamiest.
The Farron bulge speaks for itself. That's all
No.
I can say.
I kind of feel as if Lord Farron may have a one-up.
Yeah, I do too.
Us.
No. No.
He's got-
Logan.
Lord Farron has sideburns.
Under all that armor, Logan's flabby.
No,
He's
he
not-
isn't.
Yeah.
He's not ripped like Farron.
might-
Come on.
Take it back.
I just googled Logan naked. It's not what you want to do. It's not. That's not the right thing. So don't do that. Whoa, that was a shocker. I was just thinking, no, don't do that. Mini
Ladies and
festive,
gentlemen, please
mini-
think before you Google.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
just. You know what always gets you to it. Yeah, googling before you think always ends up on something. Yeah, the things I've seen.
The worst thing
The
before
things
you
I've seen.
Google moment I can remember is back in our WoW days, we were having a naked Karazhan run for charity, And so I was tasked with making a banner.
It
Do
is
you
a
remember
good-
this?
It is a good banner. I have it
Do-
somewhere.
Whatever you do, do not Google naked Torin.
Oh no, I bet that's bad.
It
That's not
is
good.
really bad.
That's not good. Well, I'm going to go out and buy a mini festive Lord Farron. I'm just going to say.
It's cool. It is a
That's-
cool. I think it's the funniest mini I've ever seen in the game.
Awfully cute.
Yeah, I mean,
Although
'cause my pet
Booms
rock-
rock. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. The pet rock is funny.
But for the chance to have this pet following me around, I don't know that might surpass all pet rocks. Well, now it is time for the news. So in the news this week, we had, well, it's like an 8-day-old news story, by the way, but it's very current. It's
Very current to us currently, theoretically.
We're doing some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly right now. Right? We're doing a little bit of that. We do that from time to time. It's all good. Just stay with us. You know, you're getting your news. You're getting what you want.
In my defense, I might have visited the bar in our guild hall before coming on the podcast this evening.
There you go. There you go.
Just throwing that out there, my people.
Yeah, I know you're trying to get that 10,000 drink achievement.
Yeah, I'm about 4 drinks into it, which by Milla standards is
Wouldn't that be super fun?
gone.
I want achievements in real life. Like that'd
Me
be funny.
too.
Like if you're hanging out at a bar, right? Minding your own business, and you drink a beer, and then all of a sudden you put it down. Right when you take your last sip, you put it down, and then it's just like bling, and you're just like, what's going on? And right in the bar there, scrolling across all the TVs is, Boom just got his 100th drink.
And then a little naked mini festive Lord Farron
Yeah.
runs over.
Yeah.
and
Comes out.
gives
That's my
you
gift.
3 coins.
Yeah, he comes out and
Awesome.
and then for the rest of my life, Mini Lord Farron follows me around everywhere I go.
That
And
would be
people go-
so badass, dude.
people go-
Although it would bring like several sexual harassment suits to get me against me at work, I would totally take Farron to work with me and be like, "Sit on my knee, brother."
and everybody'd be like, what happened? And I'd be like, well, I had 100 drinks. So, oh yes. And then you'd have like 5 people coming out going, I got that many, and then they'd have to pull it out, and then everybody'd have the same mini. It'd be crazy. If life was an MMO, we should do a show like that. If
If
life
life was an MMO, life would be so much better.
Well, we were talking about designing the soundscape for Heart of Thorns, which got us into kind of a conversation, I think, about some of the things that go on in the game. But I don't know if you read this. It was an MMORPG.com article, and they talked about the soundscape in Heart of Thorns, and really, sound effects kind of go. I don't know, if they're done well, you never notice them. If they're done poorly, you're like, what was that? Right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's cool. Like sometimes things are kind of cheesy. This game, by the way, if you go into the zones, if you just listen, you can hear the atmosphere. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you can hear like creatures making noises like way in the distance. It's crazy.
Yes.
There's all this really cool stuff going on. And I think my favorite sound effect from the Heart of Thorns expansion is when the trees move and like all the plants move. You can hear this like crackling sound, but the
vine
yeah,
sound.
it's like but it's what you would expect that to sound like. Like none of us have ever heard that in real life. At least I hope not. And yet there they did. They made it sound like I think it would sound. I mean, it was really, really cool. What'd you guys think?
It's the level of detail in this game is just astounding.
Yeah. Yeah, who's doing their quality control, because they don't shortcut it and put in, they don't just say, well, that's good enough. They make every little nuance of their game really, really good. And in a lot of ways, that's what everybody attributes Blizzard for doing with a lot of their games. They're always saying, they pay attention to everything and they make sure that the gameplay's there and they do all this stuff. You got to give that compliment to Arena as well. They do the same thing.
Here's a litmus test. If you put me in a blindfold and then put a set of headphones on me and took me to Kryda and then took me to Orc Basin and then took me to, I don't know, another zone, I could I could probably tell where I was by the sound.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. Like at least in like at the macro level, like Maguma versus Kryda versus Silver Peaks. I guarantee you, I could tell where I was just by the sounds. And so to me, that speaks volumes to how the level of detail, the soundscape of the game is. So yeah, it's incredible. It's really well done.
It's very true. And this kind of got us into the conversation though, because this article is bringing up this one point, and we overlook it. What other parts of the game go less noticed for you guys? Like, what other parts of the game do you not notice as much, but it really does make a big difference?
And for me, is something I've just started to notice, and every time I do, it's just amazing. And I don't know the term; it has a special game designer term. But the sky, the ceiling,
the skybox,
the skybox.
Oh,
the
yes.
art up there is freaking gorgeous, and I never look around. And look over there. In fact, I had no idea about the moon in Halloween until like probably about halfway through it. And I think it was you, Milla, that was like, oh my gosh, look at the moon. And I was like, what? There's a moon? Where? It's amazing.
Oh, I looked at that and I was like, jaw-dropping moment. I was like,
so cool.
Oh my God, it looks so cool. Yeah, Skybox is, I think a lot of games, that's a very good point, Tess. A lot of games, the Skybox is not given as much resources and attention because let's face it, a lot of people are looking at the ground, looking at mobs, looking at trees, rocks, mountains, things like that, water, and so you just don't see a lot of detail given to that. But in this game, they do. They give a tremendous amount of detail to the skybox.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I've said it before, but I really want to be able to have VR for this game. Like, I want to be able to put on my Oculus and be inside of that game, because I just think it would be so cool. And I'm really, really hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, because the Oculus is really starting to hit, and I'm hoping they'll add Oculus support for this game. Because if they did, I'm in. I will absolutely get an Oculus Rift and join in this MMO, because I want to just be able to... And have you guys put on an Oculus before?
I have
not. No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh. I was skeptical at first. I didn't think it was anything. I was just kind of like, whatever, it's a fatty kind of thing. It's just, they've come out with stuff like this before and everything. It's way better. You feel like you are in that place. I mean, it really does. It just has it. And if you were to put headphones on and have the sound effects and have those glasses on, you would feel like you were there. It'd be the closest thing to being there. It's holodeck-esque. I mean, it really feels real. It's very, very cool. And so I want them to do that, because that'd be so cool. Like you said, you look up at the sky, you're like, wow. But how many more things would I notice in the game if I could have an Oculus Rift on?
The vistas in this game with the Oculus Rift. Can you imagine the vistas?
Yes. I mean, I'm already, I know I'm going to get one. I know when it comes out, I'm going to grab an Oculus Rift. I think there's some stuff out, and I'm actually getting one for my phone. So they make a little Oculus Rift for the Samsung phone, so I'm getting one of those, and that'll be kind of fun. But it's mild compared to what some of this is going to be, and I just think that when they put this much design into these 3D worlds, that it would be really cool to kind of respect that by having this, additional layer. The game feels absolutely magical. One of my other favorite parts is all of the special effects and gear. That was the thing that always made me play WoW. So I have the snow globe staff now, and in the top of the staff, big snow globe. But when I move the snow globe, it shakes all the snow up and then it falls, and it's really cool. And I love that kind of stuff. Those are little details that make the game, and maybe that one doesn't go as unnoticed, but I really do like it when they make things glow, when they make things sparkle. I love all of that, because I get enough real world. I want a magical world, and I think that's kind of what they do here.
Yeah, and two, I'll piggyback on what both of you said and say, for me, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's actually the dialogue between NPCs.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
The first time, I've said this before in the podcast, but in the Norn starting zone, that there's a time where you walk up on this guy and he's like in a geyser hot tub out in the middle of this
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
And that exchange that he's having with you about getting in the hot tub with him or in that geyser pool is fantastic.
You need to
But-
have Lord Farron with you.
Yeah, there we go. Lord Farron would complete the whole experience, no doubt about it. And you guys probably haven't experienced this because, Boom, you play a Norn,
Yes.
and Tess, you play human. So you guys haven't experienced this. I play a Sylvari.
Well, my
Now-
original main is Sylvari.
Well, now, have you taken your original main into HOTS yet?
No.
Okay, when you do me a favor. When you do, talk to me and tell me about how differently you experience it. Because my main is a Sylvari Ranger, but I have an Azura Engineer. I've been recently, Boom and saw me the other day, and in fact was chatting with me in game. I was over in Verdant Brink with my Engineer, and I started noticing. I'm like, I get a completely different vibe. The first time through Verdant Brink test, let me give you a bit of an example. So I'll walk into a camp with my Ranger, my Sylvari Ranger, and a person would say, "Hello, Commander. What can we do for you?" like real sarcastic, crappy
gosh.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really sarcastic, like, "Commander," right?
And without giving spoilers, there's a reason for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I go in as my Azura, and they're like, "Commander, oh greatness." Even though I'm this little short, squatty nothing. I'm like, wow, what a difference. The same quest giver,
That was
same
really cool.
area. I'm treated with this ultimate respect as my Azura.
Right.
I show up as my Ranger. I'm like, "Hello, Commander." Meh, 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 meh. What can we help you with, you joke of a person? That's the kind of detail that, I don't know, that makes this game for me.
Well, hopefully, when we have the Adventures of Logdong, that'll change. So, I'm hoping in the next expansion we'll be able to change.
There's
that.
already a Reddit thread. Veto the Adventures of Logdong expansion now
we
before
don't want
Militus
this.
gets his way.
We don't want this. Well, same thing. Like, and this is just a Norn zone, and this is everybody's probably heard this a bunch of times, but every time I hear this, I crack up. There's a NPC character, and you hear her say, "Hey boy, get over here. I know what you need." And every time I hear that, I about fall out of my chair every single time. And it's in this, I know for a fact it's in the Norn capital city. You walk by her every time, and that's what she says. But oh my gosh, we should do a whole show of NPCs at some point, and just take all of our best NPC quotes, because they are so funny. Maybe we'll do that for next year. We'll have our favorite NPC quotes, and we'll read them off at the beginning of the show, because the NPC quotes are just so good, so good.
A moment. Can I insert a small moment of noobness here into our
You
little
can.
discussion? Here's the thing. So, if you are conditioned by other MMOs, like the big elephant in the room, World of Warcraft. So what happens in World of Warcraft? You run into a village, right? And you see this exclamation point overhead. So you run over, you click, you read the text, you run off to kill 10 rats. Yes.
Don't read the text.
Okay,
You
we
just
don't
hit
read the
accept.
text. We just hit accept and look for the objective, right? Please don't do that in this game. I was so mad at myself early on for doing that, because you miss out on this fantastic dialogue between NPCs. If you do that, you miss some good stuff, man. You miss some really good stuff. Go actually watch the pop-up boxes in the text boxes in this game. Best ever. I can read them.
Yeah.
It's I think I mentioned this before. It's like a comic book. It looks like a comic book to me when it pops up.
Yeah, it pops
but
up.
then to see that's one thing, but to actually listen to the NPCs while you're going through the quest
it's
adds
good.
a whole nother level of immersion.
And
You
trying
just got to
actually-
do it.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to it. Yeah.
Yes.
This game
Just
is not
take
meant
the
to
time
be
to
played
smell the
fast.
roses.
It's not. You can't. It's not a race, man. You got to
Nope.
just go through this game, and you got to enjoy the game as it goes. And I know that's hard for us because we're conditioned not to do that. But uncondition yourself and take your time and do it that way.
Take in the sounds. Take in the soundscape. It's amazing.
That's right. We're heading into the new year. And Old Boone just wanted to say to everybody out there, thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you, Tess, and thank you, Militus, for being a part of the show. It has been so wonderful to spend the last 2 months doing this. It's been just really, really fun, and I hope we have a lot of growth and success in the next new year. There you go.
I love you, boys.
That's my mushy moment. And now
Yes.
we're gonna pump up the bass. And we're gonna bring in any kind of shout outs or anything else you'd like to say.
Ladies first. Not to
I
put you
don't
on the
have-
spot or anything.
Yeah, bite me, Mila.
Now, you have an imaginary 8 days to work.
I
You know,
have
is
imaginary
bite me
things.
part of your advanced lexicon like meta is?
Yeah, she's
I will
like,
fight you.
it's actually
I
her
will fight
meta.
You.
That's her meta for being angry.
Blech. Well, I actually love you boys. I tease you all the time that I'm gonna come and fight you, but you're so adorable. Look at those cute, adorable boys. I shout out to you.
I was gonna lift up my shirt, but then I was like, no, because I was gonna think that was adorable.
I was about to pull a
No.
Lord Farron on this mug.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna.
You always have to ruin it. You
I was
have to
gonna-
ruin everything.
I was gonna show a little nipple and see if it was still.
No, I was going to go straight Farron. I was going to go straight up Speedos,
Yeah.
everything, the whole package, baby.
I would like to
But-
work. I need to work on that. That could be a New Year's resolution of mine. I think maybe by June of next year, I will be in Speedo shape. That's what I'm gonna go for. And if I do, I will post a picture of me in a Speedo because I have no shame. And
Notice he said if.
I'm gonna.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't say when. He said if.
So here's my
It's a
problem. I've done
conditional
this
statement.
for the last 3 years. I've really tried. I have not made it into speed. I'm not bad. I'm getting better, but I haven't gotten quite into Speedo shape yet. So we'll see how skiing goes this year. See if it'll get me into Speedo shape. Because I know there's a lot of people. I got a lot of fans. There's probably a couple groupies even that want to see the boom. in a Speedo.
Nobody wants to see
Boommeister.
your pixel.
Nobody wants to see my Lord Farron.
Okay. That's kind of uncalled for, Tess.
Yeah, that was.
What?
That was mean.
I'm offended by your
That
statements.
was mean. That was mean. How about you guys? Do you have any New Year's Day resolutions?
We already did New Year's Day resolutions. Boom.
When?
In game, we did them in the beginning
in
of
game. I just want to hear. I want to hear. Are you gonna try to get into Speedo weather? No, nothing. This is
I'm
real life.
adorable how I am.
We're into RL now, which I found out just the other day meant real life. There you go. I didn't even know that. People kept putting, "Hey, I'm doing this, but I'm doing it in RL," and I was like, "RL?" Like I was like,
that's awesome.
couldn't figure that out. And then I was like, "What the hell is RL?" And then they're like, "Real life," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it."
Okay. So
There you
on
go.
that note,
Hey, I want to throw a shout out to both of you guys too. Thanks for coming up with the idea to do the podcast. I've had a lot of fun, and you know, podcasting and playing the game with friends, it just, I don't know, it makes for just a really wonderful experience. So thanks
It
for
is
doing
good.
that with me, guys.
It is good, and it's fun. The group that we're getting built is really good too, and it's great. Well, that's good. Well, since nobody has any other things, then that note means that we are out.
Happy New Year's, GW2 people.